Welcome to the Scarlet Letter channel. I'm Israela and I would like to invite you to come draw with me. In the last episode, I went over balance and harmony. In this episode, I'll be wrapping up this series with proportion, gradation, and variety. We are also going to begin the process of coloring our finished work. Here is a lovely question that you should be asking yourself while you color. How do you want to make this awesome? One of the things that I had neglected to tell you while working on this is that the final phase of your drawing, or any work of art for that matter, is when everything that you've put into it starts to really come together. And this is when most of your visual interest is realized. Prior to this, you were really only developing it. This holds true no matter how simple or complex your artwork is. Let's begin with proportion. A principle of design that refers to the relationship of certain elements to the whole and to each other. This can come from things like size, shape, color, symbolism, or brightness of a given object in a work. Essentially, it's how something looks next to or in relation to something else. For example, since I am basically just drawing comets in space, what is my relation to these comets and these stars? Are they brighter? Are they bigger? What do they represent? Are they like stars or are they other celestial bodies? A related concept in art is called juxtaposition, which generally refers to the deliberate placement of specific elements within a work to create a desired response. For example, a very modern example, in fact, if you were to take one of the characters from TF2, most notably Pet, Archimedes. He's always depicted, by fans at least, and in many cases by Valve themselves, as being spattered in whatever blood or gore he's rolled around in. The juxtaposition here would be with a symbol of peace, the dove, and a symbol of violence and suffering, and of war itself, blood. Whether or not this was Valve's intent, it often has the effect of making the viewer question what the cost of peace often is. Perspective, of course, is the art of drawing solid objects in a fashion that gives a specific impression of their height, width, depth, and position in relation to each other when viewed from a particular point. If you were to go to certain buildings, say where you have those wonderful trompe-l'oeil drawings, you would need to stand at a specific angle to actually get the effect. Perspective is used to basically control where the person is standing when they're looking at your work so that they can fully appreciate it. Otherwise, your artwork would actually look pretty distorted to them. I know there's a number of artists that like to play with this a bit. One guy, he creates pieces that are actually three-dimensional, and they're designed to actually get people to bounce around a bit so that you can see the illusion of movement way more clearly. I'll have to put a link in the description. It's a lot of fun to see this guy's stuff. What you're looking at here is really just an attempt to artificially lengthen this video. I've noticed mine have actually gotten really short, and that can be a problem. It's one reason that I want to do a remake of my Come Draw With Me videos later on, once I've got a better understanding as to what I'm doing. If they're too short, I can't really be certain that people have actually heard what I'm saying or understood it. Unfortunately, this also means that you get a bit of filler. This is also to kind of explain why there's a sudden jump in the state of doneness or completion for this drawing. And now we come to variety, a principle of design concerned largely with diversity and contrast that is achieved in much the same way that gradation is. Keeping objects distinct and recognizable from one another is critical for keeping a person engaged with your work. Gradation and variety differ in some pretty important ways. Whereas gradation can actually focus largely on the same type of object, Variety demands that it's a wide variety of different objects, different colors, the whole 9 yards. In other words, nothing can really be expected to be the same with variety in any way, shape, or form. Whereas with gradation, you can focus on the different varieties of the same element. I know that's a little misleading. And of course, the finished product. I do apologize for how simplistic this looks. When I was thinking of doing this for this particular series, my original intention was to produce something that would plainly illustrate what I was discussing. I do not know if I've succeeded in that regard. It's very likely I haven't. That wraps up the series. It has been something of a crash course for me, having started with no film experience whatsoever. But it's been a good learning experience. One that I would like to continue. Down the road, I will likely create newer versions and hopefully better remakes of these first videos. But for now, I'm going to put my energy towards the consideration of another project. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any advice on how I can improve this, please do not hesitate to use that wonderful comment section down below. Thank you for watching.